What up, guys? It's Just G Beats. Today we're gonna make a New York drill beat. So let's get straight into it. Definitely gonna be focused mainly on the drums today, but I will show you guys the melody too. So I'm gonna break the drums down into three of the most important sections: the sub bass, the placement of the snares, and the hi-hats. Those are the most important things. So let's start with the simple things first. We're going to start with the hi-hats. The drill beats have a pretty simple but very recognizable pattern for their hats. I'm just going to play this one for you. So super simple. So basically the hats have this particular rhythm to them it's very recognizable. It's very simple at the same time. So as opposed to having just straight, every 2 steps or every 4 steps, they have more of a rhythm to them. And you can do slight variations of that. You could do it like this. But you get the general idea. It's that particular bounce, that do 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 do. It's that simple bounce that keeps the hats flowing. Now, in between that, sometimes I like to add in just another hat. That's just hitting on the 8. Right? So the hats are pretty simple. Show you the MIDI there quick. Hats are pretty simple. So next up is the snare. So what's different about drill beats is the second snare doesn't hit where you think it will hit. So this is how it sounds. And with drill beats, a lot of the time, they seem to use a rim snare for the main snare, which I think is really cool. So listen to this. So you hear how that second one hits like, right? So it hits just a little bit late. Now, another thing that they do is they bring in kind of more snares that you're used to. Something like this, something like that. And they throw them in towards the end. So listen to how I have them at the end here. So just to add a little bit of bounce to the end. Now, the only other thing I have is just an open hat that's also hitting with this one. So right there is pretty much all you need to know for the snares and the hi-hats. They have a very unique bounce to them. So next up is probably arguably the most important part of a drill beat is the bass. So you can hear they have all sorts of wild slides. Let me play that together with these drums. Because now you see how the placement of the slides is kind of similar to where the snare would normally be. So it gives you an explanation for why the snare is offset or why that sounds better. Because it leaves you more space for those sick glides and all these slides. So how do we do the slides? Let's start a new pattern here. So first one's simple. First off, I do have my 808. If you go to the second tab here, bring your attack down, bring your release down. So it plays as long as you hit it for. So first note, simple. Let me just play the bass. Now here's where the slides come in. So we're going to put this will be our root note here. And if you click this button up here in the top left, the lower one, that's going to allow you to slide them. So since we're in A, that's what we're going between. We're going between the A's. So you'll notice this is going to bring it up. right? So I like to bring it up and back down, back up to the higher one, and then to that middle range one. So listen to how this sounds. So it kind of, you get that effect of going up for a second, but then you come right back down. Right? Then over here. We go up higher, and then same thing over here at the end. We do something very similar. Let me look at this one here just to reference the original. Yeah, so this one is all between D and then E is the second note that comes into play. So D and E, because that's based on the melody that I have. So that's generally how to do slides. Pretty simple. Another important thing is to make sure you have a solid sub bass. And I also put a fruity fast distortion on there, turn the mix down so it punches really, really hard. So now the only other thing, which I didn't really mention at the beginning because it's just quick, is the kick. So the kick, you'll notice that second kick goes where the second snare would typically go. So let's play this all together. We won't play the melody. So you see that kick, that second kick that comes in is right where the snare would be. So it gives it that bounce, that boom, boom, boom. You know, like I feel like that's where the 5E04 and A came from. You know, it's that bounce to it. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's his ad lib, but that bounce right there. So now I'll quickly show you guys my melody. I used Arcade to make this melody. That's the general melody I did there. The only other thing I added on top was this vocal. So all together, it's like this. And that is pretty much it. From there, you sequence out your beat how you want. Maybe you do a few different sections. And that is pretty much it. So hopefully that helped you guys with your drill beats on FL Studio. If you got any questions, feel free to leave a comment. Make sure to like the video, subscribe, and let me know if there's anything else you guys want to learn. So I will leave you with this beat. Peace out. Have a good day.
It's